Well, first of all, thank you, Mr. Sam Peters and the BHS Chair team for being here tonight and kicking us off with the celebration for our board meeting. We always enjoy having our talented students kick off our meeting, so thank you very much to those that participated. It is now 6:13, and we are out of closed executive session, and we will reconvene the regular meeting of the Board of Education with the pledge to the American flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Mr. Dieselmeyer.
Here.
Mr. Herrera.
Here.
Mr. Hemke.
Here.
Mrs. Hauk. Here. Mr. Mueller. Here. Mr. Piggy.
Here.
Mrs. Young. Here.
Okay, before we start the regular meeting of the Board of Education, as a reminder, all board members are expected to follow our approved meeting norms and board protocol. Are there any items on the agenda any members of the board would like to amend or move? Hearing none, do I have a motion and a second to approve the agenda of the regular meeting of the Board of Education on November 17th, 2025 as presented?
I'll make the motion. A second.
Okay. Member Dieselmeyer made a motion and Member Hemke seconded the motion to approve the agenda of the regular meeting of the Board of Education on November 17th, 2025 as presented. Roll call, please.
Mr. Dieselmeyer.
Aye.
Mr. Hemke.
Aye.
Mr. Piggy.
Aye.
Mr. Mueller.
Aye.
Mrs. Hauk.
Aye.
Mrs. Young. Mr. Herrera.
Aye. Okay. The district will now hold a public hearing to waive limitations imposed for administration costs when administrative expenditures per pupil are in or below the 25th percentile for districts of the same type. This waiver must be renewed annually per section 17-1.5 of Illinois School Code. Whereas section 17-1.5 of the school code states, school districts with administrative expenditures per pupil in the 25th percentile and below for all districts of the same type as defined by the State Board of Education may waive the limitation imposed under this section for any year with the affirmation vote of at least 2/3 of the members of the school board of the district. And whereas the administrative expenditures per pupil of this district are in or below the 25th percentile for districts of the same type for the school year 2020-25, the most recent year for which such date is available. Whereas a public hearing is being held on this resolution on November 17th, 2025 at Belvedere High School. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Education waives the limitation on administrative costs for school year 2025 as authorized by section 17-1.5 of the school code, and the superintendent is directed to notify the State Board of Education within 45 days of the date of this action. At this time, I will turn the floor over to Mrs. Armstrong to share more about this waiver and answer any questions the board may have. Mrs. Armstrong?
Okay. The limitation to administrative cost worksheet that was connected to this agenda item that was coming later on the roll call vote is basically we are seeing the actual expenditures for fiscal year 25 compared against the budget for FY26, and we do see a higher than 5% increase in one of those line items, which is our other support services school administration, function code 2330. Those costs are increased due to the addition of the special ed supervisors and the bilingual supervisors and coordinators that were hired for school year 26, 25-26. So that is where you're seeing that increase. You also see a slight increase in the direction of business support services. That is attributed to the benefits coordinator position moving into the business office function and out of human resources function. So that did change that classification. So that one did go up, I think, 6% instead of 5%, whereas the significant increase was on that support services. Are there any questions? This is the public hearing for anybody that wants to comment.
Okay. Are there any public members who would like to address the board at this time regarding the public hearing to waive limitations imposed for administrative costs? Hearing none, the public hearing to waive limitations imposed for administrative costs is now closed. We will now have our district celebrations, and I would like to turn this portion of the meeting over to Dr. Shug.
All right. Today, we officially recognize our Board Member Appreciation Day, which took place this year on November 15th. We choose to recognize the outstanding efforts of the nearly 6,000 elected school board members throughout the state. November 15th of each year is designated as School Board Members Day in Illinois. This is an opportunity to build community awareness and understanding about the essential role locally elected Board of Education members assume in a representative democracy. November 15th is about saying thank you to the District 100 Board of Education. Our board members spend multiple hours each month on district work, attending meetings and other responsibilities many will never hear or read about. This is time they could spend with families, spend on themselves, but they are dedicated and choose to spend that time in the service of District 100, our students, our staff, and our community. The board we have is an exceptional one. We are very fortunate in this community to have that board, and they are recognized not only by us today, but by many of our schools in the district by some tokens of appreciation, from some tiramisu and coffee samples to umbrellas and other gifts that are in front of our board members this evening. They are all small tokens of appreciation given the amount of work that they do.
Lincoln is here. Lincoln Elementary.
And Lincoln Elementary is here.
They would like to present the board with something.
Oh, they are presenting the board with something. This is very exciting.
All
All right.
I just have a few words before. Good evening. My name is Leah Hendrickson, and I am a fourth grade teacher at Lincoln Elementary School. In honor of Board Appreciation Day, I wanted to take a moment to personally thank you for everything you do for our district. As a classroom teacher, I see the impact in your decisions every single day in my classroom. From the resources available to my students to the professional development that helps me grow as an educator, your support allows me to give my students the very best that I can. At Lincoln, we feel seen, supported, and encouraged because of your priorities that you continue to invest in. Thank you for making time, often outside of regular work hours, to attend meetings, review policies, and listen to the community voices. It truly does not go unnoticed. Your commitment to keep coming and making our buildings safe, our curriculum strong, and our students' needs at the center creates a positive environment that we are proud to be a part of. I especially appreciate your dedication to fostering equity and belonging across District 100. In my classroom, I see students building confidence, celebrating differences, and striving to grow because they attend a school system that values them as individuals. That foundation begins with your leadership. As a small token of our appreciation, my classes made each of you homemade cards to say thank you for your time, your effort, and all the ways that you support our schools. They wanted to share how much your work matters to them. While your impact may not be visible at the moment, it is felt every single day in the smiles of our students, the progress they make, and the pride that you take in our schools. On behalf of my classroom and the staff at Lincoln Elementary, thank you for believing in our students, and our teachers, and the vision of District 100. We truly do appreciate you. Thank you, and happy Board Member Appreciation Day.
Those are so cute.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. That is very thoughtful and kind. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mrs. Hendrickson. And please let the folks at Lincoln know our appreciation for these wonderful gifts. Thank you.
All right, we are going to continue on with celebrations. AP Scholars, we would like to recognize our students who have earned Advanced Placement Scholar distinctions for their outstanding academic achievement and commitment to excellence. The AP Scholar Awards recognize students who have demonstrated college-level mastery of multiple subjects through their performance on AP exams. These rigorous national exams offer students the opportunity to earn college credit while still in high school. This year, students from both Belvedere High School and Belvedere North High School have earned this prestigious distinction: AP Scholar with Honor, AP Scholar with Distinction, AP Capstone Diploma, AP Seminar and Research Certificate. We are incredibly proud of our students from both Belvedere High School and Belvedere North for their dedication, perseverance, and pursuit of academic excellence. Their accomplishments reflect the strength of our schools, staff, and the support of their families. Do we have any of our AP Scholars in the room with us today? Come on up. All right, we're going to have you tell us your name and your AP Scholar distinction. Do you know?
Ian, I just have to go AP Scholar.
My name's Jocelyn. I think I also have been on one.
In case you are uncertain, there's a complete list with the board agenda as well. We are very proud of both of you and all of our AP Scholars at our high schools. Congratulations. Again, you will find a complete list of all of our students from BHS and from North, along with the award they received on our board agenda in Diligent. If we have any students, we will ask them to come forward, which we did. Congratulations. This evening, we are also recognizing 2 members of our team for the Chamber of Commerce Leadership Academy Graduate Award. Tonight, we are proud to recognize 2 of our outstanding administrators who recently completed the Belvedere Area Chamber of Commerce Leadership Academy. This 8-month program is designed for emerging leaders and community members who wish to deepen their understanding of Boone County, exploring its history, opportunities, and successes, while developing leadership skills that inspire positive change. Please join us in congratulating Dr. Dave Carson and Mr. Frank Mandera for their dedication and commitment to professional and personal growth. Their participation not only strengthens their individual leadership, but also enhances our district's connection with the broader Belvedere community. Congratulations, Dr. Carson and Mr. Mandera. Did we lose Mr. Mandera?
We did.
Well, okay, we'll get him when he comes back in. He's trying to get out of the picture, I'm afraid. All right, very good.
They let wrap around.
All right, thank you. Sorry about that.
We have 2 other leaders with us today. Do we have Mr. Woloka as well?
No, he had to step out. He's not feeling well.
Okay, that's okay. So he's not going to step back in, but we have Mr. Smith and Mr. Woloka, who are being recognized this evening by the Illinois Principals Association for the Kishwaukee region. The Illinois Principals Association is proud to announce its 2025 Regional Award recipients. These awards honor exceptional school leaders who have demonstrated outstanding dedication to students, staff, and their learning communities. There were 6 regional award winners to include Assistant Principal of the Year, along with Elementary, Middle School, and High School Principal of the Year, Some of you might remember Carl Hobbs, who once served here at BHS as an assistant principal, who was named High School Principal of the Year for Harvard High School. Tonight, we get to recognize two of our own amazing administrators. Bo Smith from Meehan Elementary, for the Reaching Out and Building Bridges Award, and Christopher Woloka from Washington Academy for the Herman Graves Award. District 100 is so proud of the work each of you is doing every day in your schools, for our students, for our staff, for our parents, for our community. We are so excited to be able to recognize you here tonight for these awards. All right, and our board shout-outs. The following people have been nominated by their peers for going above and beyond in District 100. When we call your name, please come to the front and remain standing for a picture. Julie Tapia. Do we have Julie? Julie is from South Middle School. Being a math teacher is hard work. Julie has a full classroom of students who may or may not love math. However, she brings her A game each and every day. Our math scores have skyrocketed, and Julie is to thank for that. Thank you to Julie. Gladys Pina and Larissa Herrera. Are you here this evening? All right, come on up. Ms. Pina and Ms. Herrera are paraprofessionals who work alongside me in my room throughout each day. They are both amazing with the kids and add so much value to the classroom. I wanted to give them a shout out so they can be recognized for their dedication to all the students they work with, their ability and willingness to learn the curriculum to ensure all students are learning, for their continuous collaboration to ensure that all students are getting the maximum engagement in every class period, and for their care and concern for all of our students. They are both amazing, and I'm so fortunate to be able to share my classroom with them every day. Congratulations, and thank you so much. And no Mr. Armstrong here this evening. Kevin Armstrong. Kevin provided outstanding support in preparing 2 office spaces, taking full initiative to unload materials, assemble desks, relocate existing ones. His efficiency, attention to detail, and commitment ensured a smooth transition for the departments involved. Thank you to Kevin Armstrong. And tonight, as you likely have noticed, we are not in our usual location, and I wanted to take a moment to thank Mr. Lewis, the principal here at BHS, and his team for hosting us here this evening. The board has really wanted to get out into the buildings and be visible and be present at different locations, and this is really our first opportunity to do that, and Mr. Lewis and BHS has been a fantastic host, so thank you so much to Mr. Lewis. Did you want to say anything this evening, Mr. Lewis?
No, just glad to have everyone here.
All right, thank you.
At this time, I'd like to invite any board members who have anything or anyone they would like to highlight or give a shout out to.
I'd like to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to celebrate and raise awareness and appreciation for our performing arts. We have an amazing performing arts education team, and I think it's great that we're right here at the Performing Arts Center when we do this. But this last weekend was the Regional Illinois Music Education Association Festival, which is an honors festival for students who audition, and they're in band, they're in orchestra, they're in chorus, and we had 52 students attend that this last weekend between middle school and high school, the 2 middle schools and the 2 high schools. So is there anybody here who attended? Yep, both of the AP honors. Congratulations, very proud of you. So I just wanted to give a shout out to all of the educators who devote their time and dedicate their time to raise the passions and support the passions of students in the performing arts area, in addition to academics too. So it was a really amazing evening. I was down in DeKalb watching it, and you guys did a great job. So, congratulations.
Are there any others?
Yeah, I have one.
Sure.
There's a kid at Belvedere North on the football team who I want to recognize. I have it written down here. He's number 20. His name is Eric Roman from North. And I want to point out some of his sportsmanship that I've seen in these playoffs. Like, they played Chicago Noble in the first round. And there was a kid from Noble who was kind of on the ground, sad and upset. And then Eric came over and helped him off the ground from the other team, and then got his towel and kind of pat him on the back. And I turned to somebody and I said, that is some incredible sportsmanship, because his teammates are over here celebrating, but he's over here helping out a kid from another school. And then they played Canelan in the next round, and when the game ended, there was a student from Canelan who was sad. He was just upset. He just didn't want to take his pads off. And then Eric once again went across the field and gave that young man some words of encouragement, pat him on the back, and again, his teammates are celebrating, but he goes across the field and comforts another kid from another team. So that was just two pieces of sportsmanship that I wanted to highlight. Because as a big-time sports fan and my kids are involved, that just touched my heart to see his sportsmanship. So I really wanted to point him out for those pieces of sportsmanship that he displayed.
Thank you. Thank you.
And then thank you for Miss Henderson for coming today.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're my daughter's in her class, and she didn't say a word about this. So she didn't say a word about this. So this caught me off guard. So I appreciate you coming tonight.
Are there any other board members that would like to share any shout outs before I throw out
I'll
a
have
few?
a shout out to the play for the Peter and Star Catcher. That was, I seen that on Saturday. That was a really good performance. So good job to everybody that participated.
Anyone else?
I'll do a quick shout out
Yeah.
to the Woot Woot Wagon.
Yeah.
Spoils us a few times a year and did tonight, so thank you. I see you back there, thank you.
Anyone else?
Oh, I have to do another shout out.
Go for it.
As a parent, really. So I have a senior in high school, and I just have to shout out to the counselors, and in particular, Ms. Thielander, for helping with the early admissions process for college. They just go out of their way to help the students navigate that. Also, shout out to Ms. Kropel, who went out of her way to review essays and to, give advice on essays. And so I just want to really acknowledge that the educators are doing more than just educating. They're helping to bring our adults into post-secondary education, and they really went above and beyond. So, and that's the last one.
Well, I will jump in as well, and first, I did want to congratulate the Belvedere North High School football team for their victory over Cary Grove on Friday, so congratulations and moving on, and of course Eric Roman is part of that team, so congratulations. Let's see here, Seth Whitman Elementary. I want to give a shout out to Seth Whitman Elementary for their first ever Dia de los Muertos event that was held on November 3rd. Very well put program. I was there to see it. Many student performances and some professional performances from a Mariachi Vida that was there. But really it was the students that really stole the show from that. So congratulations to all those students that were involved, those that organized that event. Very well put. In addition, I wanted to highlight Rene Mandujano and his staff for presenting at La Cosecha conference down in Albuquerque, presenting on dual language. They were commended there for their expertise in our dual language programs here in the district. So wanted to highlight Rene and his staff around that. And also, last but not least, congratulations to all the teachers for their Golden Apple nominations We're excited about all the nominations in our district. We're excited to see the finalists, and many of you hopefully being finalists on that, the Golden Apple. So congratulations to all those that were nominated. All right. Anyone else?
That's enough board shopping for a year.
I think we got them all.
A good month, a good month.
It was a good month for sure. We will now have our student council reports, starting with Belvedere High School, presented by Elvis Luna from student council treasurer.
Alright. Hello everyone, my name is Elvis Luna and I go here at BHS and I will be here to read this month's board report. From Mr. Boloka from Washington Academy, he wrote, "Thank you to each of our school board members for your continued dedication and service to our district. We appreciate the time, care, and leadership you invest in our schools and wish you a very happy School Board Appreciation Month." At Washington Academy, we are proud to share that we earned a commendable summative designation this year. Our students demonstrated strong growth across all subgroups in both reading and math, reflecting the hard work of our staff, our commitment to early intervention, and our continued focus on high-quality instruction. We are also very pleased with progress of our school-wide implementation of CHAMPS. Since fully adopting CHAMPS across the building, we have seen a 40% decrease in staff and administrative incidents, leading to more consistent routines, improved student engagement, and a positive learning environment. Thank you for your ongoing support of our student staff in the Washington Academy community. Next, we have Mr. Smith from Meehan Elementary School. He says, "We are excited to celebrate our commendable summative designation this year. Our students have demonstrated growth in both reading and math, reflecting their hard work in class. Students continue to set ambitious goals while our staff, through ongoing collaboration with the TNTP, remains focused on increasing student discourse, encouraging productive struggle, and ensuring instructional alignment across classrooms." We also had another successful year of parent-teacher conferences and are grateful to all the families who attended and supported our book fair. This year, we are proud to report a 20% decrease in administrative managed incidents. Additionally, 99% of our students met our October building goal, which we celebrated with a popcorn party. Finally, we want to extend our sincere appreciation to our board members for their ongoing support and service to our district. Thank you for your time, commitment, and dedication to our students and community. Then we have Mr. Kamer from South Middle School. He says, "Happy School Board Appreciation Day. We deeply appreciate your tireless service, dedication, and leadership to our students and community. We're excited to celebrate the positive results of your support, including our recent commendable designation. This quarter, we have seen a significant rise in student engagement with a nearly 1% increase in attendance this year. This success resulted in almost 550 students receiving an award for achieving over 93% attendance this quarter, and rise in all panorama school scores, including a 6-point increase in student engagement. Additionally, a big shout out goes to our successful fall sports teams, especially the boys and girls cross country teams, for qualifying for their state competition. Thank you for your unwavering commitment to student success." Then we have Mr. Lewis from Belvedere High School, where he says, "BHS wishes our District 100 school board members a happy School Board Appreciation Day. This month, we also celebrated School Psychology Awareness Week, National Candy Day, Sophomore Appreciation Day, and American Education Week. BHS also celebrated Veterans Day with a school-wide assembly on November 10th. BHS is on track to meet its goal of reducing tardy referrals by 25% for the school year. We also are proud of receiving a commendable rating on this year's school report card. We saw improvements in both ELA and math proficiency, English learner proficiency, 9th grade on track, and graduation rates. Then we have Mr. Lascola from Everest High School, where he says, Everest students and staff would like to offer a giant heartfelt thank you to the board for all they do for the district, and especially all the support you have shown Everest. Being a school board member is a tough, thankless job, but know that you are making a huge difference in the lives of our students and the community. I know you are for the small group of students here at Everest. Thank you.
Thank you, Elvis. And we will now have our student council report from Belvedere North High School presented by it's Oscar Quintero?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry, how do you pronounce it? Okay, thank you.
Hello, my name is Oscar Quintero. I am a sophomore at Belvedere North High School, and I will be reading your report. From Caledonia, Mrs. Cotter. She says, "We had an amazing month at Caledonia. We concluded October with our annual trunk or treat event that has a great success and brought together students, family, and staff for a fun evening. Mrs. Cotter fulfilled her promise to Kiss a Go after students raised over $10,000 during our annual fun run fundraiser. A wonderful accomplishment that demonstrates our community spirit and support. Our fifth grade students participated in a field trip to the pumpkin patch to celebrate the conclusion of the corn unit and our new ELA curriculum. November has started off smoothly as we successfully wrapped up parent-teacher conferences and continue to make progress into the second quarter. Now for Lincoln, Mrs. Martini, sorry. A big thank you to our board members. Your dedication and hard work are very much appreciated. Here's what has happened in Lincoln in November. Students have been enjoying the opportunity to try new fruits and vegetables every week through the grant. We held our fall book fair during the week where we had the parent-teacher conferences. Conferences were well attended in all grade levels. Our fifth grade students performed at the fall concert, and our students celebrated Veterans Day through various classroom activities. Now for Perry Elementary, Mrs. Hornbeck. This month at Perry, we had lots of fun, learning, and community involvement. We had an amazing turnout at the Boo Hop and Trunk or Treat, with more families who attended than we have enrolled, showing some strong community support. Parent-teacher conferences were completed successfully. Huge thank you to our amazing teachers and staff. Perry earned a commendable summative designation. We are so proud of this hard work. Students enjoyed fall parties on October 30th with lots of excitement. The Belvedere North choirs performed with important messages about staying drug and bully-free. Our junior coaches are doing a wonderful job during recess, and referrals and discipline are down thanks to their support. It's been a fantastic month at Perry, and we're so proud of our students, staff, and community. We can't wait to see what next month brings us. Now for Seth Whitman, Mrs. Lascotti. Seth Whitman has been very busy this month. Here's what has been happening. The Belvedere North choirs performed for our students and staff for Red Ribbon Week. The PTO hosted Clover's Night where teachers volunteered to deliver food to tables. The second grade students learned about fire safety from the fire department. They participated in classroom lessons at Smokehouse Simulation. We held our annual trunk or treat with over 30 host cards and 411 students/siblings. We had a great turnout. Mrs. Laura wrote the Foundations of Excellence grant for the Dia de los Muertos Festival. It was a great cultural experience for everybody. Central Middle School, Mrs. Getty, Casey Getty. Central Middle School had a great time celebrating Red Ribbon Week and Halloween a few weeks ago. NJHS held their annual Halloween party for children and grandchildren of staff, and everyone had a great time. Our students were allowed to wear school-appropriate costumes for their first time in many years, and did an excellent job of being respectful and responsible. In addition, our student services team organized a great week of fun themed days and events during lunch to encourage our students to live a healthy lifestyle. We also celebrated our end of quarter one with an incentive day for our students, which means that we follow an early release schedule and use the last hour of the day for students to participate in a fun activity if their if they meet the team's goal. Now for Belvedere North, Mr. Friesman. We have been able to wrap up a strong first quarter with our fall play this weekend. We also had a red ribbon tour in October and finished a strong fall in athletics. Overall, the cell inflammation has been going well, and our students are highly engaged in class, and we have a 30% decrease in failing grades from a year ago. That is it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Scotty. Okay, we will now have our board committee reports, starting with the business services on November 5th. Mr. Hemke, do you have anything you would like to highlight or share from the business services committee from November 5th?
I think we'll cover tax levy later, and the only interesting thing for maybe some of the newer board members is there were quite a few Sunday activity requests at this particular business services, and in general, we don't approve Sunday activity requests, especially if they're going to be a repetitive thing. It creates a hardship, but we do approve them if they don't create a hardship and they do provide value. So you'll see on the consent that there were probably 4 or 5 Sunday activity requests that were approved this time because they didn't produce a hardship for the custodial staff and the staff at the high school, and they provided value to the students. So that's it.
Thank you, Mr. Hemke. Any questions for Mr. Hemke or Mrs. Armstrong on the committee? Okay, moving on to Educational Services Committee on November 5th. Mr. Dieselmeyer or Mr. Mueller, do you have anything you would like to highlight or share from Ed Services?
I guess we just really discussed the new report cards and stuff. So
A lot of good news there. We won't steal your thunder.
All right, thank you. Does anyone have any questions for Mr. Dieselmeyer or Mr. Mueller or Dr. Carson or Dr. Johnson regarding the minutes from that meeting on November 5th? Okay. Seeing none, moving on to Policy and Personnel Committee on November 13th. Mrs. Young or Mr. Piggy, do you have anything you would like to highlight or share from the Policy and Personnel Committee minutes? No? Nothing? Okay, that's fine. Does anybody have any questions for Mrs. Young or Mr. Piggy or Dr. Shug or Dr. Ady from that committee meeting? Seeing none, we'll move on to first reading of policies. The following policies are brought forward from the Policy and Personnel for a first reading. Okay. You can reference those policies, starting with agenda item number 4 from the first reading of policies through number 33. Does anyone have any questions or concerns regarding any of these policies?
So I had just a couple of things. The policy 7180, which is section 7, students, prevention of and response to bullying, intimidation, harassment. Some of the new things that were added were related to artificial intelligence and the use of artificial intelligence to create digital replicas. And although I appreciate the addition of this, is this all in the wording that was provided by press?
Yes, it was.
Okay, so it aligns with, because even some of it is even difficult to kind of understand and make sure that you're clear on what, but it makes sense to include it.
Yes, and this is all the straight revisions from press, so this is their recommended language that we reviewed. We'll likely get some more communication from press in regards to what this might look like in terms of implementation and next steps in the coming months. But yes, this is the adopted press language. I agree, it's a little dense, and we will be doing some making meaning of that for the district.
Okay. Okay. The other one was policy 660, so section 6, instruction. and curriculum content, which is a pretty lengthy one. There was,
Yes.
there were quite a few additions and there was some removals. So of note was the removal of character education, including respect, responsibility, fairness, caring, trustworthiness, citizenship. I'm interested, is there any reason or?
Again, this is recommendations coming out of press, and I think that, so there's some description of why those recommendations are being made in the press information that's in the agenda for the policy committee that goes through each policy piece by piece, but this is another one where we will now wait for some additional information from press, and we will then determine what this looks like in terms of implications for our curriculum. My understanding of this is that they felt that that character education piece was covered in other curriculum recommendations, so not, although they removed that language, that they felt that it was covered in other curricular expectations.
Okay.
But again, there's
Yeah.
more specific information that you can probably garner out of that.
Yeah, and it kind of
description.
rides the line on family values versus
Correct.
educated education. There were two that were added. Dangers of allergies must be taught and training on how to properly administer CPR and defibrillator. So we are going to have to somehow incorporate those into our curriculum as a mandatory
That is-
teaching. Everybody will learn how to CPR and.
We will again wait for exactly what that's going to look like.
Okay.
And then, yes, our team will be responding to that. Our health services coordinator will work in conjunction with Dr. Vallant in terms of what that looks like in implementation and what those timelines are for the implementation as well.
Okay. And then the last one, there was, beginning fall of 2027, grades 9 through 12, a unit of instruction on media literacy and internet safety. That means that all students are going to be required to use a half a credit or a credit toward media literacy and internet safety. So that's something that the state is
Mandating.
mandating. Okay, and we're going to have to respond by kind of like consumer ed, is that what?
Correct, and, again, that we'll get some further direction from the state as this gets closer to the implementation date in terms of what that's going to look like and how we will do that, but at this time, go ahead.
That
That's
was just a
Justin.
unit of instruction. So a lot of these are weaving into courses you already have. So a lot of the mandates will come forward and we just have to show where the unit of instruction appears.
Okay, so like a unit might be a week or, okay.
Yes.
Okay, it's not an entire course.
And-
Okay, thanks for that clarification.
And it's pretty typical at this time of the year that we see all of these curriculum updates that come to us via press, and then we usually have a timeline in which we have to implement that and provide evidence that we have corresponded to the new policies.
Okay, that's all, thanks.
Good questions?
I'm going to assume that it's more so the state mandates and press pushing these updated policies.
Correct. So any legislation or updates to school code then come to, it trickle down, that's exactly right. And then we wait for press to do the revision based on that new legislation and or school code. Then once we get that press revision, we wait further for additional information regarding timelines and implementation steps. And then we follow through as need be around our procedures that need to change or be modified to make those accommodations. It is a trickle down, definitely. Does that, Dr. Johnson, anything else you'd add to that? All right.
Any other questions regarding any of the policies of those first readings? Okay, seeing none. At this time, members of the public and employees of District 100 may make public comments. As a reminder, any person appearing before the board is expected to address the board only at the appropriate time and follow the directives of the board president to maintain order and decorum, identify oneself, limit comments to 3 minutes, and conduct oneself with respect towards others, and abide by board policy 8:30, visitors to and conduct on school property. At this time, would Matt Zickert step up?
First of all, thanks for your service to the board. I know what it's like, and it's very nice. The other thing is, I can't believe Carl Hobbs did all that, knowing who his principal was when he was here. He was a Golden Apple teacher, Golden Apple administrator, regional's principal of the year. I can't believe he pulled that off after being with me for a while. But that being said, I like your thing on Eric Roman. I think that was very appropriate. In addition to that, Eric Roman is an all-state, first-team all-state football player, as is Ben Bucher. So there's 2 all-state football players on the same team. Ben's going to the Air Force Academy on a scholarship. His dad was on the board here too. So I think that says a lot for our district too in that aspect. Knowing the thing you asked on press, remember we don't have to follow everything on press, which is why this is 3 minutes instead of 5. I've been to 2 board meetings in the last week, both at 5, but we're still at 3. And I'm usually the only one talking unless Mrs. Taylor wants to talk to them. So I take that personally a little. The other thing I wanted to talk about too is, being an administrator is really hard. I was an administrator a long time, still am now quite a bit. I don't think everybody realizes how hard it is. So I think sometimes when we have young administrators struggling, we need to do everything we can along the way to guide them and help them. And I think whatever we're doing, no matter where it is, we could even do more. But I think the pressure of being a school administrator is something, unless you actually been one, I'm not sure you understand what it's like. It's hard. It's the hardest job I ever did, and still do, to some extent. Moving on to the school report card, I read Dr. Johnson's report on that. Just keep in mind, when you see it, I've read every slide she did. It was very informative, I liked it, and I'm also glad we're actually talking about it this year, which we never used to do, but I'm glad we are now. Got to start someplace, I think it's great. I still want to remind you that even though we have made progress, we're still double digits or more below in every category. So we're doing better, but 16% below the state average for our demographics. And look at the demographics, because IEP kids and some of those other kids were used to being, in my opinion, the scapegoats for stuff like that. We're below the state average on that. We're below the state average on low income. We're below the state average on transition kids. The only one we're quite a bit over is ELL. We're 11.9 over. But I'll bet if you took that 12% out, we'd still be considerably under the state average anyway. So just keep that in mind. If you look at the remedies, remember, we've done a lot of those before. We've been doing those for years, ever since I've been around here. Last one I wanted to talk about was the budget. On the budget, remember as you guys are looking at, we have a deficit now. You're gonna have to look for the wants versus the needs. Am I a big supporter of early childhood? Yes, I am. But keep in mind, if we build a new early childhood building, we're taking a lot of kids out of Caledonia, we're taking a lot of kids out of Washington, and almost every one of our schools is underutilized now. So do I say it's a great one? Yes. But with a deficit budget, knowing our capacities are going to be half at those schools, way under what capacity is it in need? I guess that's up to you to decide. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Zickert. Is there anyone else that would like to address the board at this time?
But of course.
The two of us were
First, from the BEA, I'd like to thank the board members for all their service, and just know that dinner invitations will be coming out to all of you, because we like to take you out to dinner and chat. The BEA and the District 100 last week, I think, decided that we had seen that the Rotary Club had done a quick collection for people who are SNAP recipients who are being affected by the shutdown. And in less than a week, we decided to do that and collect money, and today we gave a check for $2,530 to the health department. And we did the breast cancer collection in well, we start collecting in September and then wear the pink shirts throughout October. We do that every year. This year, we have collected, as of the last time we checked, about $2,600 and more has come in. And then I do agree, looking at the report card is an amazing thing. I don't look at it as intently now because I'm not sure if people know, but I'm not the math content leader anymore. But I do know that we looked this year at the growth component versus the scores, or comparing us to the rest of the state score-wise. And I'm not sure if it's just North or if it's district math, grew more than the state average. So seeing as we were changing the tests, all of that stuff changed this year, we were focusing more on the growth, and we were 53%. But again, I don't know if that was just math or if that was overall. But we were excited about that in my PLT. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Taylor. Is there anyone else that would like to address the board at this time? Okay. Next on the agenda is our consent agenda items. Are there any items on the consent agenda any members of the board would like to take up for separate consideration? Here are none. Do I have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda items number 2 through 16 as presented?
So moved.
Second?
Okay. Member Piggy made the motion. Member Hemke seconded the motion to approve the consent agenda items number 2 through 16 as presented. Discussion? Okay. At this time, I would like to acknowledge the following donations. Expo markers, highlighters, Sharpies, pens, mechanical pencils, and paper note flare markers from Newell Brands. Benjamin Moore for Lincoln Elementary School students. Backpacks from San Ambrosia for Perry Elementary School students. School supplies from Barker Plumbing, Christ the Rock Lutheran Preschool, First Baptist Church, Pearl Place Senior Apartment Community, and Temp Rose for Perry Elementary School. Headphones from First United Methodist Church for Perry Elementary School students. Mini pumpkins and gourds from Mary Burbach. Susie's Garden Patch for Belvedere High School National Honor Society's annual Halloween trick or treat event. And $150 from Belvedere IOU Club and $200 from Boone County Arts Council for Belvedere North High School Band. Any questions? Otherwise, roll call, please.
Mr. Piggy?
Aye.
Mr. Hemke?
Aye.
Mr. Dieselmeyer?
Aye.
Mrs. Hauk?
Aye.
Mrs. Young?
Aye.
Mr. Mueller?
Aye.
Mr. Herrera?
Aye. Motion passes. Okay, roll call items. Do I have a motion and a second to approve the revisions to the existing Board of Education Policy 1:30, school district as presented?
I move.
Second?
Okay, Member Hemke made the motion. Member Hauk seconded the motion to approve the revisions to the existing Board of Education Policy 1:30, school district as presented. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Hemke?
Aye.
Mrs. Hauk?
Aye.
Mr. Piggy?
Aye.
Mr. Dieselmeyer?
Aye.
Mrs. Young?
Aye.
Mr. Mueller? Mr. Herrera?
Aye. Okay, motion passes. Do I have a motion and a second to approve the revisions to the existing Board of Education Policy 2:230, public participation at school board meetings, and petitions to the board as presented?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, Member Piggy made the motion. Member Hauk seconded the motion to approve the revisions to the existing Board of Education Policy 2:230, public participation at school board meeting, and petitions to the board as presented. Discussion? Okay, roll call, please.
Mr. Piggy?
Aye.
Mrs. Hauk?
Aye.
Mr. Mueller? Mr. Hemke.
Aye.
Mrs. Yonk. Mr. Dieselmeyer.
Aye.
Mr. Herrera.
Aye. Motion passes. Do I have a motion and a second to approve the resolution to waive limitations on administrative costs as presented?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Member Hauk made the motion. Member Piggy seconded the motion to approve the resolution to waive limitations on administrative costs as presented. Discussion? Roll call, please. Oh, sorry.
I do have a question about it. So what this means is, this compares our administrative cost per student, correct? And if we're in the lowest quarter, lowest 25% of our administrative cost per student, we're allowed to increase more than 5% from year to year because we're down at the bottom. We're already being efficient is kind of,
That is correct.
okay. And we're doing about 15% this year. Okay.
Yes,
And
that
you-
is correct.
yep.
So we are
And you discussed
currently
that
ranked
already.
323rd out of 385. So on the documents that were attached, you have the actual ratings. These are based on FY24 costs. That's the latest that's available. And so we are spending less, and it's only in those certain categories that they require you to be,
Six or
which is
seven
general
categories, yeah.
administration costs.
Okay. Okay, thanks.
Any other questions, discussion? Okay, roll call, please.
Mrs. Hauk.
Aye.
Mr. Piggy.
Aye.
Mr. Mueller. Mrs. Yonk. Mr. Hemke.
Aye.
Mr. Dieselmeyer.
Aye.
Mr. Herrera.
Aye. Okay, motion passes. Do I have a motion and a second to approve the high school proposed course catalog updates as presented?
I'll make a motion.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, Member Dietzmeyer made the motion. Member Mueller seconded the motion to approve the high school proposed course catalog updates as presented. Discussion?
I have a question. One of the new courses is geometry and construction. What does that mean?
So it's a course that combines construction with geometry, so it's just like what it sounds like, so it's a chance for the students to learn geometry in applied fashion. So they learn Pythagorean theorem because they're measuring to build something that needs a right angle, as an example. So this year we put in place Ampton Algebra, which combines another career tech ed course with algebra. And so we have a business course working in partnership with algebra this year. It's to help provide, like I said, more of an applied learning environment for our students. So this is providing the same type of experience, but for geometry.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure.
Any other questions, discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Dieselmeyer.
Aye.
Mr. Mueller. Mr. Hemke.
Aye.
Mrs. Yonk. Mr. Piggy.
Aye.
Mrs. Hauk.
Aye.
Mr. Herrera.
Aye. Okay, motion passes. Do I have a motion and a second to approve the play-based kindergarten update as presented?
I move.
Second.
Okay. Member Hemke made the motion, Member Piggy seconded the motion to approve the play-based kindergarten update as presented. Discussion? Okay, roll call, please.
Mr. Hemke.
Aye.
Mr. Piggy.
Aye.
Mrs. Yonk.
Aye.
Mr. Dieselmeyer.
Aye.
Mr. Mueller. Mrs. Hauk.
Aye.
Mr. Herrera.
Aye. Motion passes. Do I have a motion and a second to approve the administrative handbook addendum as presented?
Second.
Okay. Member Young made the motion, Member Dietzmeyer seconded the motion to approve the administrative handbook addendum as presented. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Yonk.
Aye.
Mr. Dieselmeyer.
Aye.
Mr. Hemke.
Aye.
Mr. Piggy.
Aye.
Mrs. Hauk.
Aye.
Mr. Mueller. Mr. Herrera.
Aye. Okay. Motion passes. Do I have a motion and a second to approve the MOA for middle school content leadership stipend as presented?
Second.
Okay. Member Young made the motion. Member Hauk seconded the motion to approve the MOA for middle school content leader stipend as presented. Discussion?
Could I just ask for clarification, what is a team leader and what is a content leader?
Yep, so a content leader would be like subject matter like math, social studies, English, and a team leader on a team, they have like English, math, social studies, science. They have all those on the same team. So there's a leader of the multidisciplinary team, and then there's a leader for the specific content area.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Our middle schools are broken into houses or teams, so you have Independence, Stars and Stripes, and Purple Hearts, and various teams. So they have a team leader that makes up all of those class teachers together.
And then there's a teacher from each of those content areas on the team.
So those are more grade level specific, the team leader is.
Correct.
And what this is doing is it's reconciling, it's equalizing the stipend or for content leaders the same as team leaders.
Correct.
Is it, okay, and that's part of a contract or that was negotiated?
Well, so we had a verbal agreement about 3 years ago, and this was going on at the same time as the ESSER committee was meeting to determine it. So the original MOA kind of got pushed on the back burner. We went ahead with the ESSER meeting, and then the ESSER committee was actually deciding whether or not to keep the content leaders or not. And when they decided to do it, we inadvertently did not come back to the original MOA that said how much they would be paid. Okay. So this is a way to kind of to rectify that.
Okay, thanks.
Mm-hmm. Any other further questions or discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Young?
Aye.
Mrs. Hauk?
Aye.
Mr. Dieselmeyer?
Aye.
Mr. Mueller? Mr. Hemke?
Aye.
Mr. Piggy?
Aye.
Mr. Herrera?
Aye. Motion passes. Do I have a motion and a second to approve the 2025 through 2026 administrative contract for 10-year month administrator, school health services, and nursing administrator as presented?
Make the motion. Second.
Okay. Member Diesmeyer made the motion. Member Piggy seconded the motion to approve the 2025 through 2026 administrative contract, 10-month administrator, school health services, and nursing administrator, Christy Ward, as presented. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Dieselmeyer?
Aye.
Mr. Piggy?
Aye.
Mr. Hemke?
Aye.
Mr. Mueller? Mrs. Hauk?
Aye.
Mrs. Young? Mr. Herrera?
Aye. Motion passes.
We do have Ms. Ward here with us this evening. So congratulations, and we are very, very excited to welcome you into your new role. I know that the team that interviewed you felt very strongly that you are a really wonderful fit, that you're a respected member of our nursing team, and that you're going to provide really fantastic leadership. So we are excited to have you.
Thank you for the opportunity.
So the following items have been added for discussion or will be coming up for further review and or possible action in the future. Background information has been provided, and the board may ask questions and or request clarification at this time. That would be upcoming contracts and renewals, but we'll move on to administrative reports with Dr. Shug.
All right, thank you. We have the superintendent comments. It's going to take me a second too, apparently. So we got so many policies. Oh my goodness. There we go. Here. I can click. Thank you. All right. We had, as you've already really heard, a lot of celebrations this month. I'm going to repeat some of them for us. The first was our downtown trick or treat. We again were able to participate in the Chambers downtown trick or treat. It's just such a fantastic community event. The streets are just filled with our community members, children, adults. It was a beautiful evening again, and it was a treat to participate in that event again this year. We also had, as was mentioned, the Dia de los Muertos Festival at Seth Whitman. Their first annual Dia de los Muertos was a fantastic success, a great event filled with student performances and any number of other activities. We also wanted to say congratulations to our National Junior Honor Society inductees. We are proud of these young leaders, and we can't wait to see all the amazing things that they will be accomplishing. Habitat for Humanity at BHS and North High School. The students visited the new home being built by Habitat for Humanity of Boone County. Habitat Director Lenny Lindeman, along with Mr. Wolverton and Mr. Rose, provided our students with valuable lessons on electrical work, plumbing, framing, foundations, finance, and banking. So really excited to have that community partnership and get our students out there learning about service as well as really practical applications of building a home. Veterans Day, we had many Veterans Day celebrations across our schools. Our schools opened their doors to our veterans. I was able to be at the Washington Academy Veterans Day celebration, and truly at the end of that event, I don't know how many veterans came up afterwards just to say thank you so much for taking this time to have us be recognized, and how meaningful that was. I think it's really another opportunity for us to connect with our veterans, our community, and give our students the opportunity to really understand what that service looks like and how meaningful it truly is. Mr. Dieselmeyer was able to join us at Washington Academy, and I know Mr. Herrera was able to join us at BHS, and I know Ms. Ashens and Dr. Ady are both veterans and Dr. Carson. All three are veterans, and we're celebrated on those days as well. So very special events. We also remember again Kenny Chief Anderson, Belvedere baseball legend. Kenny Chief Anderson has been inducted into the IHSBCA Hall of Fame, a powerful and well-deserved recognition of a coach who shaped generations of Bucks. Coach Anderson, who passed away in September, left an enduring legacy on leadership, mentorship, and a lifelong passion for the game. His impact on Belvedere baseball and the countless athletes he guided will live on forever. Chief will be honored at the IHSBCA Hall of Fame banquet on December 6th at Embassy Suites in Naperville. And as Mr. Herrera noted previously, we had so many of our fantastic educators recognized as Golden Apple nominees. Over 90 of our 6th through 12th grade educators have been nominated. We are absolutely looking forward to having some of those educators apply and advance into the next round of that Golden Apple. So glad to have a partnership with Golden Apple as well. They do so much for our community and our educators. As we recognized earlier this evening, Mr. Woloka and Mr. Smith, both being recognized by the Illinois Principals Association. Their awards celebrate school leaders who are committed to their community and making positive school climate changes. And as Mr. Herrera noted earlier, our North High School Blue Thunder varsity football team is advancing to the semifinals. Huge congratulations to Belvedere North on a record-breaking season. They won the conference championship with an undefeated record and advanced to play in the semifinals at Milt Brown Stadium this Saturday, November 22nd at 4 o'clock p.m. Be there. It should be a fantastic game. So any other questions on my superintendent comments? All right.
So much to celebrate.
So it really was a busy month. Lots of great things happening in the district this month. Strategic plan updates. Goal 1, Dr. Carson, do you want to highlight?
Yeah, sure. So I'd like to call out Right now, our secondary math teachers are working through the process with Dr. Blunt to select a curriculum for next year. And you know, that's quite a process that they're involved in. And I also want to call out and celebrate all of our literacy teachers, right, which is K-12. They're doing the heavy lift right now of adopting that new curriculum that you helped us to approve last year. That's a lot of hard work. It's giving up what you know and are used to and taking on a new curriculum. And so I just want to share my gratitude for all of our teachers and our coaches who are supporting them and our principals for their guidance as they work to implement that new curriculum. Again, it's a lot of work. With ACT, so we have the new system with Mastery Prep, and our high school teams are working to have the kids take their diagnostic tests that then allow students to unlock basically a study plan for them that helps them to prep for the test. So we're excited to see those results.
As for closing achievement gaps in special education, we are in the implementation phase of SLANT. So SLANT is a whole year type of training so that all of our resource teachers at elementary level will be certified. But while they're receiving the training, they are also providing the intervention to the students. And then the other one, which is IXL, is also in an implementation phase, and we are progress monitoring student growth. So I will have some updates on that in the future. And actually today we had SLANT session as well as Easter Seals professional development here at BHS. So that's just a brief update on that.
Any questions on Goal 1?
Goal 2, Dr. Johnson?
Sure. Sorry. That way, we'll see. I just have two main updates. A lot that is on there is great work, but it's been continuing work, so that's where you'll see it repeated from the previous months. But the two things I want to point out is we do have a team right now at a National Conscious Discipline Conference. When we reviewed our elementary data, we were finding that there was a reduction in behavioral referrals. And so that was great. What they were finding though is there's pockets of students that really struggle with what we would call emotional regulation. So one's ability to kind of control themselves to some degree. Students at that age communicate through behavior, and so what that team is doing is attending for a very specific reason. Their session that they are spending 2 days on is called Anger and Rage, Planning Our Response. It's very specific to young learners. So I'm very excited. We were able to use some grant funding. Our Conscious Discipline team identified this last year, that we had a lot of training for all staff, and that it had been going well, and the discipline data was showing that. This was really needed for some specialized training, so we were excited to move towards that. The other one I'll talk about is in 2B. I'm working with a secondary team. We have what we call harm to self protocol. So that protocol, we had some counselors attend a conference last year and really saw an opportunity to update and revise. So this is when either someone else has informed us or a student has informed us that they have potential intent to harm themselves. This is different than a threat to others. So it's two different protocols. This one is specifically updating harm to self. So what happens, how we wrap around students, how we connect with outside providers, how we support the families, and also specifically how we reintegrate if the student does need a temporary absence from school.
Any questions on Goal 2? Goal 3, we are working on a couple different things. We just had our first family book club meeting on the anxious generation. And it was really nicely attended. It was really a fantastic conversation, and I think definitely something that I'm looking forward to continuing in the upcoming months. And I think we'll get some really good information out of that, as well as some nice new partnerships with families. So that's been a success.
What was the format for that? Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, no, you're totally fine. And well, we met at the library over at Seth Whitman, and we provided some questions ahead of time, and then we worked in small groups and responded to the questions and shared out. and
About how many?
We had
you think?
17 people.
I think it was about like 16 or 17 that showed up. I think we have 30 total that are part of it, but we did get some responses, just that they weren't able to make that one, but we're
Yeah.
hoping to make some of it.
Nice.
Yeah, we left 50 spots open, we filled up to 30, we thought, let's see how that goes, and yeah, it was really engaging, it was really fantastic.
Is that the
So,
first time we've done a
First time. our
community
first-
book read?
Our first community book read.
Good job.
Well, thank you. I think it's been really a lot of fun. So,
Mm-hmm.
the other thing that we're working on right now is a Points of Pride. We gave a presentation at the Chamber last month at the Breakfast Before Business to really talk about Points of Pride and roll out sort of a Did You Know format. Do you know some of the great things that are happening here in District 100? We're going to transition that into a fact sheet about D100 that'll look like a Points of Pride piece. And then we're looking at potentially doing that for each one of our sites so that people can have something to look at, to tell them some of the things about the different opportunities we have here at our different schools across the district. So working on that. Any questions on Goal 3? Goal 4, Dr. Eady.
All right, just a couple things I'd like to point out. We're still, as far as teacher fill rate, we're about 3% ahead of a year ago. And we're about 7% ahead of where we were a year ago for paras. We've been able to increase our subpool for both our administrators and also our office professionals, which we've struggled with in the past. So that is something that we're very happy about. I think I'd mentioned last month that we were jumping into our new staff support interviews. And Mr. Mandera and I have been doing those. I think we're nearing the end now. But those have been really positive, and I think people have appreciated that. But it's also given us some feedback too that we can use to improve as a district or to keep doing some of the things that people say we're already doing well. With the Illinois report card, we did get our retention data back, and we're slightly above the state average, which we're very happy about. And I think compared to last year, we're about a percentage point and a half better than we were last year. So that's all very positive, and so those are some of the things that we're excited about right now.
Questions for Dr. Eady and Goal 4? Goal 5, Ms. Armstrong.
Goal 5, much like Goal 2, is a lot of continuing work that's happening. We are still on track for bringing some proposals for years 4 through 10 of the Facility Master Plan forward to the board in January. You are going to start seeing the RFPs be released for the work in Phase 1. I think the first actual RFP is going out December 2nd, and that will be for the PA communication systems. And we're about 95% complete with design on the clinic and on the entryways. So you'll start seeing those RFPs come to fruition and get those things through business services as well. Synergy, if you remember, is our student information system that we're transitioning to, and
data validation round 1 has been completed, which means round 2 is coming up. And that just means there's more data that's going to get thrown in there that we have to verify. So a shout out to Dina and Kenya, a lot of hours behind the scenes, verifying that data, making sure that we have clean data going into Synergy, which is also a good thing. A lot of data cleanup has to happen before we can hop into that new system. So we're making our way through the process.
And the safety audit is continuing, so that will be presented to the board as soon as it's completed. And we are, of course, tonight going to see the preliminary levy that was presented to Business Services at the beginning of the month. That full and final levy will be at December's board meeting for approval. So you'll see another tentative final at Business Services, which could still be tweaked a little bit before the board comes. But as of right now, it's staying pretty steady.
Any questions for Mrs. Armstrong or Mr. Dahl? All right, Illinois report card. So next month, we will have a deep dive into this exact report, basically, that Dr. Johnson has prepared. So I'm not going to have her give you the full report twice, but I did want you to have the chance to see it. I know that she did give this report at Ed Services And I know she wanted to hit a few highlights with you this evening and also find out if there's anything else you would like to make sure was included in the report so that she's prepared to provide you what you were looking for on December 15th. And you'll have plenty of opportunities between now and then to give us any additional feedback as well. Dr. Johnson?
Yes, absolutely. I'm very excited for December. This report will be a part of it, and then one that goes through the summative designations very specifically will be the other piece of it. Yes, so we are very excited that all 10 schools came out commendable, which is huge. As you saw in all the shout outs that the schools were doing reports, there's a lot of pride that goes with that and a lot of hard work by our staff. So I'm excited for them. Our grad rate and our 9th grade on track, that data was up, which was great. As Dr. Ady mentioned, our teacher retention looked great. And as Ms. Taylor had mentioned, our growth in math exceeded the growth rate of the state. So we will eventually see that help to close gaps with our proficiency rates. We are keeping an eye on chronic absenteeism. That is an area where we very much excelled after a couple of years of some really hard work and have just seen the slightest of dip for us to kind of pay attention to, recharge some old strategies and get that back where we want to. And then, of course, we will continue our work through our math and ELA action planning committees for proficiency there. So the presentation really walks through the report card. There's another presentation related to how those designations are determined by the schools. Just to keep things really wild and crazy, I will also be giving an update on the changes for summative designations, because next year the state is changing how summative designations work. But I'm very excited to say I attended a listening session by the state at Huntley High School, and what they presented, I think, are really strong and great updates to how they determine designations. This started in 2018-2019, so it is time to do some of the updates and make that even better. So I will show you how it's been, and then I will also then turn around and show you how it will be. But again, I think our schools, I think it will highlight the great work that the students do in those changes as well.
I think just to highlight in Dr. Johnson's presentation is slide 20. Slide 20 is going to give you, we talk a lot about our comparison to the state average. Slide 20 is the benchmark districts that the school board adopted. That is the districts that look most like us in the state. According to the data we pulled when we first identified these benchmark districts, we also have a deeper dive that ECRA provides us on those benchmark comparison districts. That really shows how we are doing in comparison to those districts. It is our goal across the board to be leading in those areas, to be in the top half of those benchmark districts. And you can see that in some of those areas we have gone up in the last few years, and in some we have stayed put or even gone down a little bit, but we are really, really targeting that IAR, ELA, and math. And to see that ELA and math growth data starting to close some of those gaps, that's going to be a really, really important piece to getting us in that top half of those benchmark districts across the board, which is our goal. So I think that that's a really meaningful slide. And again, Dr. Johnson will dig into that a little bit more.
In December, I'll walk you through the whole thing.
I should know this, as IAR is middle school?
It is 3rd through 8th.
Third, okay, primary, yeah.
Yes, 3rd through 8th, and then ACT is our high school measures.
Okay.
All right, any questions on that for Megan, or anything that you would like to make sure that Dr. Johnson includes in that December 15th update that is or is not in there? Again, you'll have more opportunities. We'll keep asking you in the board update until we get to December 15th. But as you look at that again, please, whatever it is you want to do a deeper dive into, let us know.
There was certainly a lot of positive news
Yeah.
from the report card results. So look forward to the deep dive next month.
I really think I think that's really accurate, Mr. Diestelmeyer, and I think we've really seen some of the changes we've made start to take root and really start pushing us forward in those benchmark districts. I think that's really exciting news. And as Dr. Johnson said, that dip in that chronic absenteeism, so something we're going to need to pay attention to going forward. And Mrs. Armstrong, anything you want to highlight on the first reading of the tax levy?
Could I just,
Oh,
sorry.
yes, please.
I was just thinking through this and looking at this. It would be interesting, you highlighted, or you noted slide 20 that shows the comparison of the comparative districts. It'd be interesting to add demographics like into that image to understand, like, are there potentially demographic indicators or demographic influences on some of the comparative assessment or comparative nature of the districts?
We will absolutely do that. Go ahead,
Yes, I was
Dr.
going to
Johnson.
say, so that is actually how they were selected.
Yep.
And we could actually take a look, I'm thinking Dr. Shug, at some of those key components when we selected them. So for example, they're all going to be K-12 districts. None of them are going to be like a 9-12 or a K-8. They're all going to have similar ranges of EL population, number of students. Low income will be similar. So anytime there was an outlier that was different from us, then they were not in as one of our benchmark districts.
Okay.
So
It'd be interesting to see them all
that's
in one,
exactly
yeah.
why they were selected,
Okay.
and then we can show kind of what their data looks like.
Yeah.
So, yeah, when we
For
say
sure.
look most like us, that is exactly what we mean. Of note is that of those districts, Woodstock looks least like us, but they were close to us. I have many regrets about including them because they lead the pack, but they really are a district that we've spent a lot of time taking a look at because they serve a similar population to us and are having some really great success. So that's been really beneficial to us. And when we look at that ECRA data, it will actually show those subgroups, how many, what the average is for those benchmark districts and how we compare. So I think you'll see that broken down further. It's some good data, and it just makes it much more meaningful than looking at a blanket way at the state average.
Did we choose those?
We did.
Okay, it wasn't the Illinois report card didn't choose.
Correct.
We chose those.
We-
Okay, so we looked very closely at, okay.
That's
It's
correct.
not just size, it's not just, it's.
We used
demographically driven.
Luda to help us with that data, and we pulled the data across the state and
Okay.
spent a lot of time sort of parsing that and trying to choose those ones that looked most like us.
All right, thanks.
And then the board adopted them.
Mhm.
So we can't change them every year. All right, and first reading, any other questions on Dr. Johnson's report?
Yeah, I know math has always been a concern. Are there any additional math numbers you can provide for us? In terms of like demographics or anything like that?
Yes, let me understand that better. So you're looking for more math data or?
Yeah, any math data or demographics, anything to kind of pinpoint some of the issues with math.
Yes. Yeah, our action planning committees have done some of that we can discuss as well.
Okay.
Yep,
Thank you.
yep.
Any other questions or feedback for Dr. Johnson? Mrs. Armstrong, tax levy?
Okay, again, this is just the preliminary first look at the tax levy. We are anticipating actually the tax levy rate for the school district would be going down. Right now it's sitting at 5.11, and this estimated total levy would be about 4.29 based on these projections right now. That does include a $4 million abatement, again for debt, which is that sales tax money revenue that we're coming in, taking that $4 million and abating it off our debt levy. You will notice two strategies that we're been working with the auditors and our municipal advisors on, and that is the elimination of the levy for the tort fund and the minimalization of our working cash levy. We have about $6 million in fund balance in working cash, and that is substantial enough for us to be able to keep track of. We are levying just $500 anticipating there, because you have to levy something to keep it active. We may need to levy it in the future, so I want to keep it active, but just very minimal in that side. The tort levy, which is your liability, that typically pays our SROs, our insurance for property casualty, fire inspections, and legal costs. Those are being moved into the operational ed fund and O&M maintenance fund, where they can be paid out of those accounts. The rationale behind that is Fund 80, the tort fund, is a restricted use fund, and so if we over levy or under levy, that money is, we have to make it whole before the end of the year by transferring out of the general education fund or the O&M fund into Fund 80, or if we are over, that fund has to stay in there and it can only be used for that. All of the costs incurred by those tort liability funds can be paid out of the education and the O&M fund, and those are not restricted funds, so it seemed in best interest to move them over to that. With the establishment of EBF, that kind of eliminated the need for a tort fund, and because we keep doing what the auditors and myself, we call the shell game of, okay, we got at the end of the year, I got to move this transfer to get it out of general fund to pay off the tort that we were under or over. This would just eliminate the need for that type of shell game. So that is the most significant change of what we're looking at in this tax levy versus previous tax levies. We are expecting about 11 million, a little over 11 million in new property. So we do want to capitalize on that. The key reminder is that, one, we don't control assessments. So the assessed EAV right now is expected to increase 11.62%. But with new property, that climbs to 12.51%. We will we'll ask for the most that we are allowed to capture, but you will never be able to get more than what you can actually capture. So the 2.9% CPI is what we can capture on existing property, but we will ask for more so that we can capitalize on that new property, because if we don't, and that comes in at 12 million or 13 million, if we haven't asked enough to cover that, we would not get those funds that are due to us that we're eligible for. So that is the difference between the 2.9 we're asking for and the difference in what we are actually asking for is to capitalize on that new property. And you'll see the whole finalized next month on the 15th.
Any questions for Mrs. Armstrong?
So how did the actual tax rate go from 5.11% down to 4.9%? Just because the increase in value of property?
It's because the assessed value. Yep, so we will still get more money, but our tax rate goes down. So as we're not taxing as much as our tax rate, but because the value of the house goes up, it continues to give us the revenue that we would incorporate.
So overall, are we increasing or decreasing on funds year over year?
We are getting increased revenue dollars, but we are taxing our taxpayers less.
Due to the increase in...
That the assessed value.
So with the levy, there would be not increasing the actual tax rate to the district?
Correct.
And actually, there's a trend, multi-year trend of lowering.
Yes, we've been lowering the tax rate every year since I've been here, at least I know.
So at what point are we going to have to start raising it back up?
Well, at this point, we're capped as what we can raise it. It's only going into the new property that raises it up. What would raise it is if we continue to issue debt and we don't have an offset to that, which we've been very conscious of making sure that when we issue debt, we're not impacting it. If there was a decision made to use sales tax dollars for the revenue side versus abating our debt, that could increase the debt levy side of it. There are a lot of factors that could increase it, but at this point, as assessed value continues to rise, we could expect to continue to see that unless we see CPI go over 5% again, which we're not anticipating that to happen.
So what was mentioned in here is just taxing the new construction at a higher rate, correct?
Yes. Yep,
So what would
we'll be
that-
capped at 2.9, so we can only capture 2.9 on existing property. So we can't raise anybody's personal tax rate more than 2.9%. And so that is all we can capture on the tax revenue for existing property. But you would capitalize on where the new property is because you get that value only once. So after next year, it becomes existing property and it's capped by the tax cap of 2.9 or whatever CPI is that year.
So you're putting 2.9 on top of 5.11 essentially, right?
For that new property.
For the,
Yeah,
but the old property is going to be 1.
it'll be 2.9.
So the new property would be taxed at essentially 7%.
Yeah. In theory, I mean, in theory,
Rough
yeah.
numbers, I'm
Yeah.
It's not 2.9% of the 5.1%, it's added on to the 5.1%.
Yeah, the 5.9 gets recalculated every year. So right now, if the tax capped levy is at 4.96, when we look at the abatement, we're taking away 0.81%, which gives you the 4.29% total levy that we're looking at.
Will those new properties always be taxed at the 2.9% higher, or?
No, it'll be capped at CPI. So once they are existing property, so after this tax levy year for 25, it becomes existing property, and it gets capped at either CPI or 5%, whichever's less. The only time you can tax higher than that CPI or 5% is when they are established new property. So the year they become eligible on tax rolls is the 1 year that you can claim that new property.
So the new property, let me get this right, the new property would be taxed at 7%, roughly. 2.9 on top of 5.1, or whatever it is. But the next year, will it go back down to?
It'll go to whatever the existing
Whatever
is.
everybody
Yep.
else's is. So you can only capitalize on that on the first 3 years.
Correct.
Any other questions for Ms. Armstrong? Those are excellent questions, and I think you probably
I'm
made
sure
Ms.
I'll use
Armstrong's
that.
evening
Yeah.
by giving her a chance to talk about the tax levy.
Feel free.
It's complicated.
It is complicated.
Joanna's smart.
Joanna's smart.
Well, thank you.
All right, very good. That takes us to the end of our admin reports.
Okay, well, at this time, we're going to go into closed executive session to finish up items that we still have to cover. So do I have a motion and a second to go into closed executive session regarding Section 2, Heading C, exceptions, sub-number 1 of the Open Meetings Act to discuss the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the public body or legal counsel for the public body?
I move.
Second.
Okay. Member Hemke made the motion. Member Mueller seconded the motion. Thank you. To go into closed executive session. Roll call, please.
Mr. Hemke.
Aye.
Mr. Mueller.
Aye.
Mr. Piggy.
Aye.
Mrs. Hauk. Mr. Dieselmeyer.
Aye.
Mrs. Young. And Mr. Herrera.
Aye.